65 million years ago, give or take a few millennia, nobody was really counting, there lived a dinosaur named Bronto who did not believe in violence, punctuality, or pants. Bronto was a Brachiosaurus. Bronto had a daisy chain around his neck the size of a school bus. Bronto's personal motto, which he said constantly and to nobody in particular, was, "The ground is just the sky that gave up." Nobody understood what that meant. Bronto didn't either. That was the point. One Tuesday, or what would eventually be called a Tuesday once humans invented weeks and then immediately regretted it, Bronto was doing yoga on a cliff when a caveman named Grug wandered by, dragging a club he had never once used. Grug also did not believe in violence. Grug believed in vibes, communal fire-sitting, and a primitive form of tie-dye made by smashing berries onto animal hide and hoping for the best. Their eyes met. Bronto's eyes were the size of dinner plates. Grug's eyes were significantly smaller, but equally full of feeling. "Whoa," said Grug. "Whoa," agreed Bronto. And just like that, 65 million years of evolutionary distance evaporated in the face of true love, or possibly a shared appreciation for chill energy. They spent that first afternoon doing what any reasonable hippie dinosaur and hippie caveman would do on a first date. Braiding ferns into jewelry, arguing gently about whether fire was kind of a lot, and taking turns describing what clouds looked like. Bronto thought one cloud looked like enlightenment. Grug thought it looked like a mammoth having a bad day. They agreed to disagree, which Bronto said was the whole secret to everything, man. Word spread through the valley fast, mostly because Bronto's footsteps were the size of ponds, and everyone could hear him coming from several miles away, humming. The other cavemen were suspicious. Grug's tribe, led by a deeply uptight fellow named Crunk, who communicated primarily through grunts of disapproval, gathered to stage what they called an intervention, and what Grug called a bummer of a group chat. "Grug love rock, spear, fire," said Crunk, listing Grug's supposed interests. "Grug not love giant lizard who smell like wet leaves and incense." "First of all," said Grug, "that's patchouli, and it's a whole vibe. Second of all, Bronto contains multitudes." Across the valley, Bronto was facing his own drama. The other dinosaurs, a gang of raptors who considered themselves very serious carnivores with very serious brand identities, cornered him near the fern grove. "You're supposed to eat things," said the lead raptor, whose name was Steve, because raptors also invented naming conventions before humans did, allegedly. "I choose not to participate in the food chain," said Bronto serenely. "I am transcending the food chain. Also, I am a herbivore, Steve. I have never eaten a thing in my life. This has never once been an option for me." Steve did not have a response to this and stormed off to go be aggressive at a fern instead. That night, under a sky that had not yet been ruined by light pollution because nobody had invented pollution yet either, Bronto and Grug sat together on the cliff. Grug had brought Bronto a necklace made of the finest pebbles the Stone Age had to offer. Bronto had brought Grug an entire tree, because scale is hard when you are the size of an apartment building, and also because it's the thought that counts. "Grug," said Grug, "I think I love giant lizard." "I am a dinosaur," said Bronto. "But yes, same. I think I love tiny human who is bad at fire safety." They watched a meteor streak across the sky, unaware that it was, in fact, the meteor. The one that would end the age of dinosaurs entirely and reshuffle the deck of life on Earth as they knew it. "Bronto," said Grug slowly, "why is Sky doing that?" Bronto squinted at it with the profound calm of a creature who had never once made a good decision under pressure. "Relax, man," said Bronto. "It's probably nothing. The universe provides." The meteor did not care about the universe providing, but that, incredibly, is a story for another day, because it turns out love, or something extremely close to it, has a funny way of finding an escape pod, a handy cave, or a suspiciously convenient rock formation exactly when it needs one. And Bronto and Grug's story, against every reasonable scientific expectation, was not over yet. The end. For now.